Ha, es zi hutsata etsadza. English zie. Oscar Dennis. Tahltan Jasini, Tsiskia es dotsehi, es sukudet kaga tudena kot enen kaga. If any tsini tsiklasal, da kresta kacha jaat Es tsucho if any, English dizia Mary et surdza. Es tsu de galina, dizi Kenneth, English dizia George et sadza. Es sia Kenneth, George et sadza Big Jackson, 1910 Tahltan Declaration, be et ekiji et dizi kedi on. Kuji et sokan zaka, that's what I say. I am happy to be speaking to you today from Tahltan territory. I am looking forward to meeting with you in person and community in the coming weeks. I hope most of you have had the opportunity to read my campaign platform on TahltanTribalDistricts.com. If you haven't read it, please go to my Facebook page and the link is pinned to the top of my page. I'd like to congratulate my fellow candidates on their successful nominations, and I appreciated hearing their campaign thoughts over the last few days on social media. There were two errors my fellow candidates made when they compared their campaign strategy with mine. One, how the draft proposed governance structure is an imposed system, and two, how my draft proposed system is coming from one person's vision. I would like to point out that they are incorrect. The traditional proposed government structure I'm presenting is not an imposed system. Instead, the draft government model I am presenting is a model of governance that is based on our traditional tribal system, which sustained us for thousands of years, underpinning our identity as a distinct people. The model I am presenting is not a system that I invented. Rather, it is our traditional tribal system, and I am proposing we return to it and use it as a base that can be adapted to suit our needs in 2024. Going as far as stating that our traditional system is an imposed model reflects a lack of understanding of Tahltan culture and the colonial context in which we exist. Within the context of the colonial system that governs us as First Nations, the Indian Act and British Columbia Societies Act are imposed colonial models that come from this predominant culture that oppresses First Nations across Canada. Regarding self-determination, sovereignty, and Aboriginal title and rights, this basic understanding is fundamental to leadership. In response to the comment that it is one person's vision, I'd like to refer to Step 1 and 2 in our platform's proposed timeline to clarify any misconceptions. Step 1 in our timeline reads, formulate a team of capable individuals to work on updating the system. I have a draft leadership outline and a draft constitution ready for amendments. In brackets, timeline, 4 months. Regarding this statement, there will be a team of people carefully chosen from the nation with the skills and traditional knowledge to make updates and adaptations to the draft. This is a team approach, not one individual making all the final decisions. Step 2 of the timeline reads, the team will present the updated traditional system to the people for review, input, and questions. This includes the written constitution crafted to champion integrity. In brackets, timeline, 4 months. Please note, within this system, everyone with a fraction of Tahltan blood has a place. This review and input process will take place over an extended period to ensure we have everyone's input. Our proposed traditional model can be utilized as a starting point to save us valuable time during our political crises. Time needs to be used efficiently so we can get back to governing our nation effectively as soon as possible. Resources are being taken off of our land, and uncertainty in governance can have dire consequences for our nation. I'd like to point out that we have had 3 governance systems in the past 50 years, and all have failed us. These governmental systems were largely identical imposed colonial models that have never followed our tradition, and because of this, they failed. We must learn from our mistakes and go back to our true and tried enduring traditional system of governance if we are to succeed. I am a strong traditional person with a clear vision and the educational ability to be articulate and knowledgeable with outside government and industry. I won't be fooled and will stand up for Tahltan inherent rights. I am running this year purely to form a team of Tahltan experts that will work together to revitalize our traditional governmental system, which I believe will take us beyond the toxicity in our current system. Again, I emphasize working together to resolve our political shortcomings. It is time to utilize our traditional model, which is based on identity, language, and culture, as other successful First Nations in Canada are utilizing their culture to lead them. The Haida are a good example of how culture can lead successfully. In closing, I would like to point out that I am presenting a plan, a clear alternative to the current corrupt system. I am not running to maintain the same system which has failed us over and over. If elected, I will implement a plan with a solid and skilled team leading the process with input from the people. Thank you for your time and consideration. Nanusti.